Today we're going to cover the Asylum Program Fee, a new fee that, unfortunately, EB2 NIW and EB1A cannot escape. Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist, not a lawyer. In this channel we talk about green card categories like EB2 NIW or EB1A in which you can self-petition. This means that you don't need to have a job offer, a company sponsoring you, and you can even do it by yourself without a lawyer, saving quite a bit of money. Today the topic is Asylum Program Fee. Today is April 1st, 2024, and new fees will take effect because a judge ruled against halting them. So we have to pay more starting today, but we're going to talk about a fee that we haven't covered not much. I have mentioned it in my latest video, but it's a fee that will take us by surprise. So let's get into today's topic, Asylum Program Fee, introduction. Here we have a couple of videos, one that I made about the fee hike. You can go and watch it, but the Asylum Program Fee is missing from that video, and I'll explain why that is. And then we have our latest video, the lawsuit video, where I was explaining that a few entities were filing a lawsuit against USCIS and the State Department, and the overall department, and that lawsuit was hoping to strike down that fee increase to keep the current until yesterday fees, and they tried to halt it, to put a temporary halt on that fee increase. But on Friday, last Friday, a federal judge ruled against that temporary halt. So now the lawsuit will continue. That doesn't mean that the lawsuit has stopped. It will continue its course, but we will not have news probably for a few months because, you know, these things are pretty slow. They were trying to put a temporary pause on everything, but the judge was not convinced by the reasons they gave. Today we're going to cover the Asylum Program Fee because we just found out, we were suspecting that this could happen, but we found out that yes, this fee will affect EB2 NIW and EB1A applicants. I think it's totally unfair. This is my opinion based on how the final rule was written. I'm going to show you why, but I need to give you that information because you will need to pay for it if you don't want to have your petition rejected by USCIS. All right, and by the way, we're going to cover how much that fee is, how much you have to pay as a self-petitioner. We're going to review the whole table for the new fees that will take effect today. And we're going to cover even new versions of the forms that you need to be aware of. So what happened to the lawsuit? There was this lawsuit filed. I talked about it in my last video. You can actually go read the whole lawsuit. This lawsuit continues, but what we know is last Friday, March 29, a U.S. judge, Judge Sweeney, denied this motion for a temporary restraining order and a request for a stay to prevent the fee rule from taking effect. This is the news from Forbes saying exactly that. The lawsuit continues, but we will not have any news most likely for a few months. We will continue monitoring that, and of course, if in a few months we learn that the fee is basically removed, the new fees get reversed, then we will of course cover that hot topic. All right, so let's get into the Asylum Program Fee. This fee aims to cover the costs of asylum programs because they are not covered by fees, because they are not covered by Congress. USCIS used to distribute the cost of this among everyone, but in this new fee structure, this new fee schedule, they want only a few or a portion of USCIS users to contribute to finance these asylum programs. This was one of the reasons why the lawsuit happened, because the people filing the lawsuit were saying this is not fair. If we have to pay for asylum programs, everyone should pay their fair share, or it should be financed by Congress. But here you are making employers pay for this fee. Basically, they are telling all employers filing for a non-immigrant visa or an immigrant visa, a green card, need to pay extra on top of the I-140 petition, for example. They need to pay some money extra to fund this asylum programs that they are not using. Basically, you are paying for something you are not using. And at the beginning, I didn't catch this because the fee rule said that it would affect employers only. And this is a screenshot from what USCIS published initially. And it said that the new asylum program fee of $600 is to be paid by employers. So by reading this, by the letter of the rule, it excludes EB2 NIW and EB1A self-petitioners. Okay, but unfortunately, that is not going to be the case, and I'm going to show you why that is. Again, my personal opinion is that this is not only unfair, but they are basically interpreting their own final rule in a way that it is not literal. Literally, here it says paid by employers, and self-petitioners, individuals, are not employers. But I'm going to show you what they did in the regulations to make you pay, basically. Here we're talking about $600. That's the fee in its full form, but then they have a reduced fee, and then they have a waiver for nonprofits. We're going to see what you have to pay. So today they updated the frequently asked questions, the site by USCIS. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go read it. And it can be understood that a $300 asylum program fee will be assessed to EB2 NIW and EB1A self-petitioners. Here you can read it. They literally said, do self-petitioners also pay the asylum program fee? And if so, do they pay the full amount of $600? Answer. Self-petitioners filing Form 129, non-immigrant visas, or Form I-140, immigrant employment-based visas, must pay the asylum program fee. So until here, we're clear. They're saying, yeah, we have to pay. However, they are eligible for the reduced asylum program fee of $300 if they are small employers with 25 or fewer full-time equivalent FTE employees in the United States, or if the self-petitioner is an employee. So based on this, we can interpret that you do have to pay the fee, but you can pay the reduced fee of $300 because you are an employee. Now, you will have to document this and you will have to explain it in your petition. For those of you who are in my online course, I will upload some documentation to help you file this. And if you are not a course member, please join us because we have a lot of resources like this one for all of you, and we keep updating the course all the time. The only reason why I haven't updated the course yet for this is because USCIS has been an absolute mess about this. Today is April 1st. Today we are starting with these new fees, and today we learn about this new information, clarifying a little bit. I wish they were even more clear and they had it clearly stated in the I-140 website and everywhere they could, but they don't. In fact, I contacted Emma, which is the virtual assistant today. I connected with live agents in the USCIS website, and they were not able to tell me this, what I'm showing you on the screen right now. They were not able to tell me that. They didn't know what I was talking about. They were referring to me to go to the asylum website of USCIS, and I was like, no, I'm not talking about asylum. I'm talking about your new asylum program fee. They were clueless about it. So that tells you how poorly USCIS has been acting. And unfortunately, I couldn't update the course and my materials in time for this new fee going into effect. Okay. Now I'm going to finish. I already updated everything related to adjustment of status in the course. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to be working on everything related to I-140. And this week, we will have the updated content. We are also going to have a live session very soon this weekend. So we're going to cover that as well in that live session, exclusive for the course members. Also, they codified this definition in the regulations 8 CFR 16.1 Part F definitions. For the purposes of this part, the term small employer means a firm or individual that has 25 or fewer full-time equivalent employees in the US, including affiliates and subsidiaries. You see that this definition is bizarre because they are talking about small employers, but then they put the word individual here. basically to cover, I'm not going to say what, their body part, because basically, if we go back to the final rule, which is what they initially published, here individuals are nowhere to be seen. So they try to correct that in the frequently asked questions and also in the regulation. So they are legally covered to do this. We will have to wait and see what happens later with the lawsuit, but it is clear that as of now, we must pay for this if we don't want to get in trouble with them, if we don't want to get our petitions rejected. I was talking about the course, so let me do a quick break and we come back to this topic. Quick break to tell you that if you are very serious about EB1 green card, then go to eb1greencard.info. If you are serious about EB2 NIW, eb2NIW.info. Those are my websites where you can find a lot of information, a lot of resources for do-it-yourself petitioners like yourself, without a lawyer or with lawyer, but you want to learn a lot more so you can be ready to interact with your lawyer in a very effective way. Among everything that I have there, my course is what I think is the most comprehensive resource because it has sample petitions, both for I-140 and adjustment of status. It has video lectures, EB2 NIW, both in English and in Spanish. You can ask questions in the course platform. You can meet me for EB2 NIW in a monthly live session that we have on Google Meet. We can see face to face, we can interact, and you can ask more questions and more clarification. And I get to know you, which is also pretty cool. All right, so join me in the courses, and I'm sure you will not be let down. Now let's go with a summary of the fees. So this is the table I had on my initial fee increase video, but now I included the Asylum Program Fee. So for I-140, we went from $700 fee to $715 plus $300, which is that reduced Asylum Program Fee. So in that video, I was saying, well, I-140 is not that bad, only a 2% increase. No, it's not. It's almost 50% increase because now we're going to pay more than $1,000. And remember, when submitting these payments, submit them separately. USCIS likes separate payments for separate fees. So this is very important. Then we have adjustment of status that went from $1,200 to $1,400, almost a 20% increase. But the caveat here is that in the past, the adjustment of status used to include employment authorization card and travel document, and now you will have to pay them separately if you want to use them. So if you need that temporary EAD card, employment authorization card, temporary travel document while your adjustment of status is pending, while you are waiting for your green card, now you really need to think hard. If you need them, you will need to pay them separately. If you think you won't need them, then don't apply for them because the cost is pretty significant. You can see that now if you were to apply for everything, adjustment of status, employment authorization, and travel document, you will be paying $2,300 and you used to pay $1,200. So that's almost double the amount. And remember that adjustment of status is paid per person in the family, unlike for I-140 that only the principal pays. Here for adjustment of status, each person, spouse, principal applicant, and children will pay separately, okay? So very important to remember that. April 1st is not only the first day of the new fees, but we also have new forms in certain processes, and one of them is I-140. This is the new form for I-140. You can see that we have an expiration date of February 28, 2026. Make sure to download the most recent version of each form in the USCIS websites for them. If you don't do that, if you don't submit the new form, your petition will be rejected and will be sent back to you. So you will lose time, okay? So that's also important to remember. Conclusions, new fees started today, April 1st, 2024. I know that's April's full day, but this is not a joke. This is actually true. It's starting today. It will affect pretty much everyone that is hoping to file a petition with this agency, with USCIS. New versions of forms are also available for some processes, but for those that have the new versions, it is mandatory to use them, so make sure you download those. The lawsuit continues, but most likely we won't know anything for a few months. And I think that's pretty much it from me from today. This is a an update that I did here on the fly very quickly, but I wanted to reach out to all of you to let you know about all these things, to make you aware of this. And as usual, I will continue seeing you regularly every week, even more frequently, in this channel, in my channel in Spanish as well with Marina. And I thank you for your time, and I wish you good luck in this journey of green cards, EB2 NIW and EB1A. Thank you.